Hi everyone, welcome back to channel IRS and thanks for visiting it. It's day 62 of our record 90 SP. It's very early in the morning, it's even dark yet in London. But do you know why I woke up so early? Because I'm starting week number 5. Let's go. Nowadays we have fast, stylish, well-balanced and super powerful cars. But all that cars equipped with the modern technologies like ABS, power steering wheel or traction control, or even that technologies can have cameras and it can see the road, and even it can drive a car without a driver. So actually that technologies, they're taking a lot of experience from the driver, but they definitely making your journey safe. But back into 1970s, 80s and even beginning of the 90s, when the cars used to look like dinosaurs and couldn't have any of that modern technologies because it didn't exist yet. That days, all driving and the car control used to be in driver hands and used to depend on his skills and reaction. As example, let's take standard situation on a road where the driver approaching turn too quick. So what's going to happen with the driver in nowadays car? Nothing. The intelligent technology through the computer, through the front cameras, will read the situation. It will slow down the car to optimal speed and just nicely will go around the corner. So the car will react for the driver. And what's going to happen if we put in this situation one of these beasts? So the driver will have to take all responsibility on himself. He will have to do braking, turning in, acceleration. He will have to react. And his reaction has to be quick, but at the same time smooth. So you might have a question, then why we need a driver in a car if we can put the new technologies which can control the car without driver? The answer is very simple. Because technologies, they programmed by human being and the result taken from someone who was better than the technologies. And only human being, only racing driver can drive better than technologies, because only human being can develop himself. And in the racing history, we know people like this. You don't believe me? Then check this out.
You want to come with me?
Reaction. So what is it, racing driver's reaction? Is that something where you have to be fast and hard enough? Not every time you have to react fast on every situation, but I definitely know that you have to predict every situation. You have to calculate every situation. You have to calculate your braking points, your turning in points, your acceleration points, and then your reaction will be on the time and exactly where you need to react. So reaction, this is not only when you react to the sliding when it happens. Reaction, this is when you're calculating where you need your car to slide and where you need to get rid of the slide, and then you're making all the predictions, and then you react to that situations. So racing reaction, it's always one step ahead of the situation. Day 61, reaction. As I said to you before, racing reaction, this is not when you react to the situation which happened already. Racing reaction, this is when you do calculations before the race or before the practice session, then you do some predictions, and only then you react during your practice session, and you react before the situation happened. So reaction, this is when you have to react one step ahead, before this situation happened. Can we develop our reaction? Of course, yes. And it's not so difficult. I would say it's even fun to do that. First of all, let's warm up. And for that, we're gonna do our first physical exercise. So we're gonna take this half of the football pitch. We're gonna put our ball in the middle of this half. What we're gonna do next, we're gonna run into the first corner of the pitch. Then backwards, we're gonna come back to the ball. When we come back to the ball, we're gonna run into another we're gonna run into another corner of the pitch. Then again backwards, we have to come back to the ball, and then we're gonna run to the next corner, and after the last corner, we're gonna come back to the ball and hit it into these goals. After 2-3 times, when you've done the whole square 2-3 times, speed up a little bit for another 2 times, and then try to do it as quick as possible. This way you will warm up better and you're gonna be prepared for the next exercises. Right, for the next exercise we're gonna again use this half of the pitch, and we're gonna use this white line. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna stand in the one side of the pitch in front of this white line, just here, and we're going to step on the line, step out, and do the side step. And again, step in, step out, side step. And like this, all the way to this end of the pitch. And then again, we have to hit the ball. Next exercise. For this exercise we're going to use again white line. This time it's going to be side white line. And we're going to do side steps. So how are we going to do that? You stand near the white line, and first we do from the right to the left. So you step into the white line, step out, and bring your left leg behind the right one. And back on a white line, out of it, and your right foot behind the left. And do it again, but quicker, every time quicker. Our last exercise will include all the previous exercises, and plus when we reach every corner of the pitch we have to do 3 push-ups in each corner. Here he is, guys, with the simple and at the same time fun exercises. You can develop your reaction. If you're a parent, you can take your kid and do it with you. If you're a kid, you can take your parents and do it with them. And me personally, I'll stay on this pitch for another half an hour. Day 60, reaction and corner number 4. Why we choose corner number 4 for reaction lessons? Well, first of all, let's quickly remember racing line around corner number 4. So you approach the corner on the right hand side, and before the left hand hairpin you have a small left kink. This kink you go through on a full throttle. This is where our reaction lessons, but we will come back to it, just remember. So after the left kink you stay on the right hand side as tight as possible to the outside, braking on a straight line, finish braking, turn in, hit the latest apex, and as soon as you hit the apex, release your kart to the middle of the road. Don't go completely to the right, back on outside, stay in the middle, because after that you have right-hander corner number 5. But about this corner we will speak next week. So this small left kink before the corner number 4, this bit, this is what testing your reaction, because in this left kink you have to do short, quick but smooth flick with the steering wheel, and straight after that when you turn in into the left kink you have to aim your car as close as possible to the outside, and straight after the flick, straight as soon as you pass this kink you have to start braking. So your balance is not gonna be 50 and 50 on each side. Your balance gonna be more on the right hand side, because after this left kink. So your braking has to be quick, hard, but it should be so smooth, and you have to predict any sliding, and you have to react to that sliding before it happens with the releasing brake pedal. And if you need to brake more, you have to apply it again. So this way you brake. So this is how you brake before the corner number 4. after braking, this is another point which requires your prediction, calculations and reaction before the situation happens. Because if after the brakes you turn in and straight away come back on the power, this will make your car slide around the corner, and it will make your slide too big. The angle of your slide will be too big, and you have to have a slide, but very, very small. So after braking point, you have to react very quickly but smoothly on the steering wheel, and what is the most important, you have to be very, very smooth with the accelerator. You have to react on a situation when your go-kart can start sliding. You have to react with the power pedal before sliding happens. So you have to be very smooth, and if the go-kart starts sliding too much, you have off the throttle, back on a power. But if you predict it, if you calculate it before it happens, you will work with the power quicker, and you will work with the power one step ahead before the go-kart starts sliding. So guys, as you can see, we found another thing like reaction, which can make us much quicker around the circuit.
And that was a beautiful overtake. That could easily have gone wrong. Top view, got the mettle of this kart and this circuit. It's in second place. That is the gate right horribly wrong.
Far behind, it's not Roger Williams, Bizinski and Rob Bennett either. Tom Exastovich still ninth. Well, I said still ninth. Tom Exastovich is now ninth place, having gone past Adam Nakar. So I'm sure we'll pick up a replay of where that happened.
And he's got 3.4 seconds now to make up to even start thinking about getting past Rob Bennett. So this is going to be an interesting one for Zastovich.
Day 56, and this is the end of week number 5. This week we spoke about reaction, and we found some new information about racing reaction. This week I couldn't done any practice session at Sandown Park because we've been preparing for this for Daytona D-Max. So all the go-karts at Sandown Park wasn't available since Wednesday or Tuesday. But anyway, today I have whole day at Daytona Milton Keynes. We're doing D-Max final round 10. So guys, this is it for week number 5, and let's see how we're doing today. And as usually at the end, small surprise.
I said, never give up. What else? I think that's it for me. Every day I wake up and I'm thinking to myself, because I wake up and I think about racing all the time. So, and we're training all the time, we're traveling all the time, we're away from family and friends. But I think for me, it's always wanting to be the best. I want to be the best at what I do, and even if I've won a world championship, I can always do better. I can always do better qualifying, practice, racing, how I present myself, how I speak to people, how I learn about the car and all this kind of things. So I think it's always wanting to be the best.